It's been a day. Okay, today is October 28th. Yesterday was October 27th. It's the day that Tua returns and in hopes to save our season. We had goals to win games to get us back in the playoff picture. Now, last week was extremely unfortunate because our backup QB is horrible, and once again, I'm going to comment on this. Our O-line is horrible. We have if not the worst O-line in the entire league, and that's not an exaggeration. They're not going to say that. The NFL media is not going to say that. They're probably going to say something like we have a mediocre O-line that can protect quarterbacks. Well, that's not true, because each time our quarterback gets pressured and because our O-line fails, they get hurt or they fumble the football. We needed a win against the Colts, and we didn't do it. So that pissed me off, as much as all of us. Now, the news broke out before that Tua was going to return, and he was going to play against Arizona Cardinals. There was some glimmer of hope. There was some glimmer of hope that we might be able to win this and get back to the right track. Well, this is, oh my God, this is where it gets so frustrating because we had it too. It started off really good, and this is where I get the 2021 vibes. It started off really good. It started off with a really good drive. Get a touchdown, stop them. But yet Arizona is making really good deep plays, big plays, because our defense could not keep up with them for some reason. They talk about McBride. But yet, oh my gosh, I don't even know anymore. I just can't fathom this. This is mostly every possession, literally every possession in the second half. The Cardinals, which we play against, would score something. They would score either a touchdown, a field goal, or even worse, a safety. This should not happen. Let's go. Let's recap this. Tua comes back. We were excited. Achane does the running. Tua passed to Ingold for 16 yards. Tua then gets sacked, fumbles the football, but was recovered by Austin Jackson. 2nd and 17. Tua passes to Tyreek Hill. Finally gets a catch for 8 yards. 3rd and 9. Another catch for Tyreek Hill. He goes down for 13. Achane goes up for 9 yards. 2nd and 1. Tua passing to Achane for 6 yards. Without giving the first down. Then it will be his first incomplete pass. 2nd and goal. Tua pass short for Julian Hill. But then he fumbles the football. But it was recovered by Jones, thankfully. Arizona Thompson gets hurt during the play. And 3rd and goal, Mostert just walks up there for a touchdown. 7-0. Pretty good start, right? Arizona starts their possession, 3 and out. It's a 3 and out. So that's good at least. Dolphins next possession, they're marching down the field. Pretty darn good start. And then the Achane runs up for 4 yards. Thompson for Arizona comes back. 2nd and goal. 2nd and 6. Tua passes it to Achane for 5 yards. 3rd and 1. Pass short to Jonnu Smith for 4 yards. 1st and 10. Tua passing it to Jonnu Smith, losing a yard. 2nd and 11. Jalen Wright for 6 yards. 3rd and 5. Tua passes it to Eskridge. If that's how you say it. Yeah, Eskridge. I don't know if I heard this guy. He gets 6 yards. 1st and 10. I'm going to lose my marbles because of this. They're saying Tua fumbled it. but I think it's a terrible snap, and it is a terrible snap. It is a really bad snap by the O-line, by their center. A horrible, horrible, horrible snap, which would lead to Tua trying to get on top of the football. That's all he could do. Second 11, Tua pass short middle for Mostert, getting 11 yards. That gets him the first down. Now we're at the Arizona side of the field. Mostert goes up the middle for a yard. Second and 9, Tua pass short left for Achane. There'll be a penalty on Austin Jackson for a hold. The O-line is so bad that he literally had to sacrifice a penalty to protect Tua. Austin Jackson, all he could do is commit a penalty. That's all he could do, because the rest of the O-line failed. If I'm being honest, they failed. I'm not ashamed to say it. They failed. Second and 19. Jalen Wright goes up for 12 yards. Third and 7. Tua tried to pass it to Achane for 3 yards. Not nearly enough. So Sanders had to kick a 53-yard field goal. And, well, what do you know? He can kick it when it's outdoor stadium, but he can't do it indoors? Anyway, the field goal is good by 53. Dolphins are up 10-7. Pretty good start so far, right? Right? Arizona comes out. Kyler Murray passing a deep right to Harrison for 25 yards. Already they're at the Miami 45. First and 10, James Conner. Yeah, James Conner is their top running back. I don't think I mentioned James Conner, if I'm being honest. But he goes up for 2 yards. There'll be a penalty on Miami for a defensive hold. Every freaking call always goes to Miami, no matter what sport it is. That gives them the first down. Kyler Murray passing it to Harrison for 8 yards. That will be the end of the first quarter. Benson, their backup running back, comes in and just runs up for 10 yards. First and 10, Conner goes up for nothing. Second and 10, Murray passed it to McBride, their tight end, for 12 yards. First and goal, Kyler Murray passed to right for Higgins for 7 yards. Second and goal, Conner goes up for nothing. Third and goal, there'll be a penalty on Arizona for a false start. Okay, we might be able to stop them. But yet, in this shotgun formation, Wilson was left wide open in the end zone. Wide open. And then he scores a touchdown to make it 7-10 Miami. By the way, every touchdown each team scores, they did make a PAT. This possession went nowhere. Achane goes up for 7 yards. Injury for Julian Hill. Well, actually, he returned in the game. I didn't realize he was hurt. Oh, yeah, I did hear he was hurt. Second and goal, pass it to incomplete for Waddle. You have to make that catch. Honestly, you had it right there, and he dropped it. Third and goal, pass it to John Smith for 5 yards. Not bad. Achane goes up for 2 yards. Second and 8, Jonnu has to make that catch. It was right there. It's an easy catch to make, and he could not make that catch. How? How is that possible? Third and 8, yeah, a little bit overthrown to Tyreek Hill, and they have to punt it. This long drive by the Arizona Cardinals, the defense had to make that stop. Conner losing 3 yards. Good start of the defense. Second and 13. Kyler Murray passed it to Wilson for 12 yards. Third and 1. No huddle. Murray passed it to Jones for 3 yards. First and 10. No huddle. They keep moving. Kyler Murray goes up for 6 yards. Second and 4. Kyler Murray passed it to McBride for 6 yards. First and 10. James Conner goes up left for 7 yards. Second and 3. A direct snap, a wildcat formation to Conner, and he only gets 2 yards out of it. Third and 1, another first down for Conner. First and 10, Kyler Murray passes incomplete. Overthrown. It's one of the only incompletions in the entire game. One of the only ones. Second and 10, Murray goes up for 3 yards. Third and 7, incomplete. So it's 2 incomplete passes in this drive. But I feel like for the rest of the game, he keeps spotting on. But this one results in a punt. Our next possession, Mostert goes up for a yard. 2nd and 9, passing it to Waddle for nothing. 3rd and 9, Tua passes it to Waddle again. This time he does get some yardage, and he would get the first down. 2-minute warning happens, so after the 2-minute warning, Tua passes it to Tyreek Hill for 10 yards. Okay, not bad. 1st and 10. Tua passes it to Achane for 8 yards. 2nd and 2, no huddle. That pass is incomplete for Achane. For 3rd and 2, this is why we really miss Tua, because this play, our backup quarterbacks cannot do. They can't do it. But this pass was right on target for Tyreek Hill for 30 yards. It was a perfect pass, everything. So that's a 30-yard play that gets him to the Arizona 35. So a timeout's been called, and that's a good decision. 1st and 10, Tua passing it to Tyreek Hill for 8 yards. 2nd and 2, there'll be a timeout. After the timeout, Tua passing it to Achane for 16 yards. That gets him to the Arizona 12. You're in a pretty good position. And then Achane goes up for 6 yards. Okay, good. 2nd and 4, Mostert, he lost a yard. So timeout's been called for Miami to try to get this touchdown. They're going to let them pass it here, which, if you ask me, I wish they would have passed it at second and 4. Run the football at 3rd down. You have to run at 3rd down. There's no reason to pass at 3rd down like that. You can't. Especially when you're at the 6-yard line. You have to run it there. You have to, or at the 7-yard line, you have to run it there. And at 2nd down, you should pass it. Needless to say, it was incomplete for Tyreek Hill. Sanders only have a field goal to get this done, and he was able to get it done. Arizona would get the football back. Incomplete plays, they take the knee to go to the second half. So Arizona comes in. I'm about to lose my marbles. I will. Kyler Murray passing a deep left for McBride. 37-yard rush, or 37-yard play. He hurdles over our defender. He's a tight end, mind you, a tight end. First play of the drive out of the second half, he jumps over one of our defenders. Really? A tight end? You let a tight end hurdle you over this? Are you stupid? Are you crazy? That is ridiculous. Trust me, it gets so much worse than a tight end. Their best tight end, probably the best football player in the league, hurdles our defender. It gets so much worse. 1st and 10, Connor goes up, actually losing 10 yards. Brilliant. He loses 10 yards. And it was a great tackle by David Long and Emmanuel Ogbah. 2nd and 20, he passes it to James Conner. Oh, wait a minute, there's a penalty on Arizona. Finally, it's a 10-yard penalty for a hold. 2nd and 30, okay. Murray passing it to Conner for 9 yards. 3rd and 21, McBride gets 6 yards off of this pass. So Ryland has to get a 57-yard field goal in. Did he get it in? Yep, he got it in. No problems. They still score anyway. It's now 13-10. Incredible. Anyway, so Miami's possession next. It's a response. Achane goes up for flipping 47 yards. I think in this play, if I remember correctly from yesterday, that he was going to be brought down, but he managed to find an open lane and he was able to push through some defenders. He got 47 yards out of this play. I love Achane. He's one of our best running backs now. 1st and 10, Tua passing it to Ingle for a yard. 2nd and 9, Pass incomplete for Jalen Waddle. You have to make that catch. You have to make that catch. 39. And do you remember last week? I didn't even go over this. Where Anthony Richardson made a slide and the whole crowd cheered, was giving him a standing ovation for the slide. Well, Tyreek Hill said to the fans, "You better give him an ovation and cheer to if he does in the event where he scrambles and slides." 39, he did that. He scrambles for 13 yards to the left, and he slid, and the whole crowd was cheering on for him. You slide, awesome! And I was happy. I was happy on social media too. I said he slid for a first down, awesome. First and goal, Mostert losing 3 yards. There was an injury, but I think he came back, which was Jones for Arizona. Second and goal, Tua passing it for Achane, and he gets a touchdown to make it 20-10, and the Dolphins are up by 10 points again. This drive for Arizona, it's a 3-and-out. It's a 3-and-out. There was going to be a first down, but the penalty came back for an ineligible downfield pass. I thought this was going to be. If I remember, I thought this was ineligible receiver. Either way, this was a 3-and-out. This was a 3-and-out for Arizona, and they punted the football. Okay, this is where I lose my shit, because this is all avoidable if we had a really good O-line. We have one of the worst O-lines in the entire game. You want to know what happened, folks? Do you really want to know what happened? For those who are not a Dolphins fan or just tuning in to hear my rage, you want to know what happened? This is where I freak out. So Tua pass incomplete for Mostert. Okay. We can regroup for a 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. Our center with another horrible snap. It floats by Tua, and he gets the credit for a fucking fumble. This is not Tua's fault. It's not Tua's fault that our O-line and our center cannot snap the football for the life of them. Oh, and it goes right by him. There's the end zone. All Tua could do is try to, the little tap and make sure to not get a flipping penalty for I forgot what the penalty is called. But he wouldn't get that penalty. And that ball sailed to the back of the line. Arizona defenders was trying to get the football at times so that they could get a touchdown off of this. But that ball rolled over the end zone for a safety. They get a freaking safety because our O-line is so flippin' terrible. Oh my God. I can't. It's 10:30 in the morning, and I start off my day really pissed off. I don't even want to recap this game. And then of course, and I'll tell you this, folks, since that safety, Arizona has all the momentum. They have all the momentum in the world. Kyler Murray passing it to McBride, which was incomplete. A rare one. 2nd and 10, Connor. If you can't find a receiver or a tight end, you give it to the running back, which is James Conner. He gets 13 yards. 1st and 10, passing it to McBride for 17 yards. It was a deep ball too, and they're at the line 47. Now, in the punt, in the kick situation, you have to kick it back. The guy ran for 21 yards for the original touchback. Anyway, 1st and 10 at the 45. Miami's 45. Murray scrambles for 4 yards. 2nd and 6. Murray pass incomplete for Dortch. Okay, can we stop them? Nope. 3rd and 6. Dortch gets a 9-yard catch. James Conner goes up for 3 yards. Not bad. 2nd and 7. He passed it to Conner for 7 yards. 1st and 10. Marvin Harrison was left wide, flipping open. And the guys could not get Kyler Murray for the life of them. And Harrison was left wide open in the end zone for a touchdown. They elected to go for 2 because they're down 2 points. And the 2-point conversion was no good. At least the defense stepped up in the 2-point conversion. And next drive, the Dolphins. Achane goes up for 4 yards, 2nd and 6, pass short to Waddle, which will wind up being a big play for 20 yards. Awesome. 1st and 10, Mostert goes up for 13 yards, 1st and 10. That gives him another first down. Alec Ingold catches a 2-yard play. That's the end of the 3rd quarter. 4th quarter comes in. 2nd and 8, Tua passes it to Tyreek Hill for 3 yards. 3rd and 5, Tua pass short left for 15 yards is Jalen Waddle. Awesome. 1st and 10, Tua pass short left for Julian Hill for 6 yards. And I see some complaints about Julian Hill. Get him the fuck out of this team. He's useless. 2nd and 4, Mostert goes up for a yard. 3rd and 3, Mostert walks it for a touchdown to make it 27-18 for the Dolphins. We have a 9-point lead. And at that point, I'm like, okay, we might be able to pull this away if our defense can hold off the Cardinals. Kyler Murray to losing 9 yards. They fumbled the football. There was a bad snap by their center, right? There was a bad snap and it was a fumble. Murray picks it up and he tries to throw it to somebody, but they have to throw it away. Why is their center credit for a fumble, but our quarterback gets credit for a fumble? Why? It's literally the same thing, NFL. Same thing. Instead of being at 2nd and 19, this is 2nd and 10. Murray passing it to Higgins for 6 yards. 3rd and 4, pass is incomplete for Harrison originally, but he did make the catch. Arizona challenged it, and yeah, he did make this. He did make this catch, and it was a 16-yard passing play too. He did make the catch. I'm sorry, he did make the catch. And it's no surprise that they overturn it. They give him a catch. I would hope that the NFL's incompetence, they say that it's incomplete. But no, that's clearly a catch. Knowing the NFL, they pick and choose which one is right, which one's wrong. I'm just saying. I'm not saying they got this incorrect, because this was clearly a catch. I'm just saying maybe we could be lucked out. You know what I mean? It's nothing against Arizona. Okay, let me remind you this. For those who watch this video for this long, everything I said is not against the Cardinals. It's everything I said against the NFL and the Dolphins. Okay? Arizona deserved this. We don't. Anyway, 1st and 10 at the 48. Miami 48. Kyler Murray passed it deep to 20 from Harrison for 22 yards. No huddle. Kyler Murray passed it to Wilson for nothing. 2nd and 10. Murray passed it to McBride for 16 yards. Great! So our defense can't do their job. And Murray passed it to Wilson for 8 yards. 2nd and goal. Connor walks it in. Freaking shoves one of our defenders, asshole. Shoving our defenders away in the end zone. And it's now 27-25, asshole. We essentially have one more chance to try to score this touchdown, right? Achane, I feel bad for Achane, and I feel bad for Mostert too, and also feel horrible for Tua. But here's my question: where the hell was Jalen Wright? He played good football. He wasn't getting big ones, but he was playing good football. Did you know one of the running plays was actually a no-look flip to back? Why isn't he in the 4th quarter? Why? Give him a chance. Anyway, Achane goes up for 9 yards. 2nd and 1, Ingold, our fullback, gets 3 yards out of it. First and 10, Achane goes losing 2 yards. Second and 12, that pass incomplete to John O. Smith. You gotta make that catch. I can't stress this enough. Third and 12, passing it to John O. Smith, supposedly 11 yards. But what I saw was he caught it right on the chain line. You know what I mean? Where there's a yellow line on the screen. He caught it right there, right on the line, right there. And the referee said initially they said it's a fourth down, which it is a fourth down. No, it wasn't. They even brought down the chains. They spotted the ball incorrectly. It was a horrible spot initially. And I'm thinking he needs to challenge this. He did challenge it. And they have ruled that it was on the measurement. It was on a line. So that gives us the first down. Yes, a miracle, folks. Mike McDaniel won the challenge. He won the challenge. Could they capitalize off the challenge? They're at the Arizona 48. We have to get down the field. And the play callings makes no sense. Our play callings is nowhere. It makes no sense. Who is making these play calls? Because first and 10, Mostert got nothing. Second, actually, he lost a yard, but it wasn't credited. Second and 10, Tua passing it to Julian Hill. Why are you giving it to Julian Hill? Why are you giving it to Julian Hill? You gotta go down the field. 39, that pass is incomplete. And after all that nonsense, our coaches failed the offense. They have to punt it away. And I hate to say it, but Anthony Weaver's defense, they failed us. They failed us all. Because every freaking play, big play, big play, big play, big play, big play, big play, and big play. When I look at this drive, let me see real quick before I talk about it. Folks, there's not a single incomplete pass in this drive. Not one incomplete pass. There was 5 minutes left of the game. There was 5 minutes left of this game. Kyler Murray passed it to McBride for 7 yards. Second and 3, Connor goes up for 2 yards. Third and 1, passing it deep to McBride. Left him just wide open for 17 yards. Connor goes up for 13 yards. There was a holding on Arizona's offensive line. First and 20. We might have some hope, right? First and 20, passed it to Wilson for 5 yards. Wilson got hurt. He wound up coming back for a little bit later. Second and 15. Harrison was left wide open, and he was able to run down. Actually, it wasn't a wide open play. It was a play where he ran through the defenders for 18 yards. It was second and 15, and he got the first. First and 10, Connor, just impossible to bring him down. Apparently, he goes up for 17 yards, and I'm like, this. It's over. We're gonna lose this game because our defense can't do anything. 2-minute warning. First and 10, Connor goes up for 5 yards. Miami calls a timeout. Second and 4, Connor goes up for a yard. Timeout Miami. You have to get this stopped in order to give yourself a chance. Hopefully you get yourself a chance to get the football back and then run down the field to try to score this walk-off. The problem is Kyler Murray finds an open lane on third down. We will never see the football again because our defense failed the Dolphins. They failed us all, ladies and gentlemen. And the defense is responsible for all of it. They are. This is a beatable team. Every game is beatable. Arizona calls timeout. They want to milk the clock. There's nothing we could do. There was nothing we could do. Connor goes up for 3 yards, 2nd and 7. Connor goes up for a yard, 3rd and 6. Nothing. Miami calls their final timeout. And the field goal's good. And they walked it off. 28-27. This was a 34-yard field goal. And of course he was going to make it. When we look at the team stats, they're both even with 22 first downs. 1 first down on a rush. 1 more rushing first down than Arizona. They have 1 first down from penalties. It's unbelievable. Arizona with total yards 389. We had 377. Passing, they have 307. We had 227. We have 150 rushing yards, despite James Conner being an absolute beast. They got 82 yards out of it. We only got 2 penalties. They have 4 penalties. Fumbles. It's all on offensive line. It's all on the offensive line. You can't sit there and tell me that the coaching staff and whoever is in this staff does not get fired after this game. I swear, somebody has to go. Am I ready to make the firing decision? I think so. I really think so. Tua did everything he possibly could. The problem with this, and I already see people blaming Tua. Are you stupid? Tua did everything he possibly can. This game was much closer than we thought of. I thought we were going to win this game. That's the whole point. That's literally the whole point of playing a freaking football game. And get us in the right track to get to the playoffs. He only has 234 yards. There was some minus yards because of the fumble and a sack. Meanwhile, Arizona, Kyler Murray did not get sacked once. They took care of the football almost every time. Okay, there was 1 fumble from Arizona, 1 fumble, but they picked it back up. Okay, Kyler Murray. Now they're saying Kyler Murray got the fumble, but no, it was their center. It's crazy. Meanwhile, the Dolphins have 4 fumbles. 4 fumbles, and 3 of them were responsible by the O-line. They get this is poor soul. They gave Tua 3 fumbles. Not true. I'm telling you, it's not true. It's our offensive line. Chris Grier, our GM, told us. I think we're more worried. We're more worried than they are. They told us on our straight faces. He thinks we're more worried about the O-line than they are. Well, after these games, where our quarterbacks keep getting hurt, and the bad snaps, and inability to protect the quarterback, I think it's warranted now that we saying that our O-line sucks. You're the only one who doesn't think so. Our motherfucking O-line is horrible. You don't get it. You don't get it. This is why people want you gone. And you know what? I'm jumping on that wagon. So in this forward, I'm officially calling for a firing of Chris Grier, Frank Smith. Why is nobody talking about Frank Smith? He's also responsible. He's our offensive coordinator. But they want to point fingers at McDaniel? Sure, McDaniel makes the decisions because this is an unserious team. I want him gone too. I'm done with them. Tua comes back and our defense fails. And you know what? If Weaver can't do anything, I'm calling for his firing too. Blow it all up. Really. This team sucks. And honest to God, this season is over. At this point, there's nothing we can do. Because next week we got Buffalo. It has 2-6 written all over it. And then followed by that is a Monday night game with the Rams at SoFi. Give me a freaking break. Give me a break. There's no chance. I'm sorry, there's no chance. There's no chance. We're done. There's no way we can beat the Bills in Buffalo because they're 6-2 and Josh Allen owns us. And then we go to SoFi, which is a West Coast team, by the way. So when is our next winnable game? The Raiders? The Patriots? That's still weeks away. And then you go to Lambeau on Thanksgiving. Yep, our Thanksgiving's ruined already. Why put us on... You know what? I'm done. I'm not talking about this team. I'm gonna wrap it up with this. If there's no changes after this season, maybe there's a boycott. I love this team to death. But my God, there's so many mistakes that they keep making each and every week and each and every year. It's the same bullshit over and over. Why does he still have a job? Why? He did nothing in the offseason besides re-signing our players, our wide receivers, for a big contract. They reconstructed Tyreek Hill's contract for him to be paid higher, and they're probably going to re-sign him for a max deal. Now, don't get me wrong. I love those receivers. They're our best players. But why not also invest in the offensive line so that when Tua has protection and he remains healthy, we could go to the playoffs and win a playoff game and perhaps go to the Super Bowl. We could. But if nothing is done this year, then Steve Ross, you're just as bad as you're just as bad as the other owners in Miami. I'm just saying. I'm done talking about this. Have a good day. Please consider subscribing if you're new. I'm 14 subscribers away from 1K. You can expect this weekly rage if you want. It's up to you. Anyway, let's go do it. I'll see you guys next time. We got 2 games tonight. We got the Panthers and we got the Heat. Definitely excited for those games. All right, I'm done. Good night.